I will never be that guy.
All right, all right, all right, all right. We're in the building. Pay for play, week 4. Damn, man. I'm glad though that we got more weeks because what in 2 weeks we're at the halfway mark, but we got some more weeks. We got plenty of time left. It's still September, so we're feeling grateful, like Marshawn Lynch said. But pay
Oh,
for
we got 2
play.
full months. That's like a third mark.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it still feels relatively new. It's early in the season. You know what we say usually. This is the time where we're looking at teams over the landscape of college football and we're like, look, not a lot is about to change. They are who they are. We say this every year. Like we're getting into that. If your team is inconsistent or undisciplined or just straight up ass, they're going to be that for the foreseeable future. Okay. Like that's who they are this season. Deal with it, handle it how you can. Doesn't mean that they can't pull an upset because it's still college football. It's still any given Saturday, but um, we're at that point. So please, if you're joining up, share the link on Twitter, share the link on YouTube. We've tweeted it out on the Paid for Play page. Follow us right here if you're tuned in. Please comment. All right. You can comment on Twitter now. We're not calling it X because fuck that South African. But follow us. All right. Got you. We can see comments on YouTube. We can see comments on X. So get into it. We're going to get into first, like we always do, our review of week 3 first. I'm just sharing it out all to all the lovely people so they can join up and, you know what I'm saying, make sure they're in here live and locked in. But I'll start with our intros. Sam, how you doing, bro?
Doing all right. Pretty low key Saturday. Just gonna kick back, watch football all weekend. Supposed to have some shitty weather, so I think we're finally getting the change to fall. It's like the last day of heat up here in Indy. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
93 today, and then it's like 70s the rest of the month and going into October. So we fucking
There
love
we
that.
go.
Fall crisp is
There,
in there.
There we go. I love to hear it. I mean, here in Atlanta, Georgia, it's still 86 degrees outside, and it will be for the foreseeable future. So, yeah, not really on the same vibe. But Sosa, you're up there in the great Northeast. How's it feeling up there, brother?
Beautiful weather. Probably gonna take the nieces to the pumpkin patch somewhere today. You know, it's that
There we
time of year.
go.
It's that time of year. You know, it's
A little
pumpkin
early for
spice
pumpkin patch, no?
lattes. Which what was that?
It's a little early for a pumpkin patch, no?
That's
Not for the girls.
not for the
That's fair.
not for the nieces and the family. So you
That's
mean
fair.
so then obviously your girl and you know my girl sister and all that they're gonna you know obviously enjoy you know
Pumpkin
the
Yeah,
everything.
so
I
yeah
saw
you know
Halloween decorations September 1, brother. Like
yes as a
they don't
kid
play.
as a kid I wasn't allowed to get into Harry
The
Potter
toys.
or Halloween or anything like that. I was one of them kids, so I you know it's not and I don't really get into that. But yeah, you know, I'm super excited for today, man. You know, going to be outside, lots of outside activities. Not
Okay.
really, and obviously like, the slate's pretty trash, which is why we're only talking about a few games anyway. So you know, what I mean,
Yeah.
it's a perfect Saturday to actually do some shit. You know,
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I might take my son to the park before the games get into it because most of the heavy hitters are gonna be 3:30 or later. So we'll get into the slate really quickly. But again, follow
if
us. Go ahead,
if
bro.
anyone's seen Roddy's child, it's a cute ass baby, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna bring him live on the stream.
Cute
I'm gonna
baby.
bring him live on the stream for sure.
You did
Because
well.
thank you. I mean, you know, I tried. You know what I'm saying? But I was telling Sam before the show, he's gonna be an offensive lineman. The waste, let me say that the waste that he produces is he's going to be blocking for somebody's quarterback in 20 years. So salute to him. But we'll go ahead and get into our review again. Follow us at Pay for Play, please. You can comment on X, you can comment on YouTube, whatever you want to do. You know, YouTube has that thing where you can slide up, put your phone in your pocket, walk around, listen to us. So go ahead and get into that. But let's go to our week 3 review. I'll go ahead and go first because I probably had the second most exciting and nerve-wracking game. Sam, will get into you with the most exciting and nerve-wracking game later.
Oh,
But
I would not call what Georgia put on the field on the screen last week exciting.
Nerve-wracking
go.
more. And we were
There you
talking
go.
about my son earlier, second biggest Georgia fan ever, right out the womb. He didn't care. He was asleep for the whole damn game. He was asleep. So he didn't even experience any of the emotions that I had to experience. And let's just say after that game, this was me.
Shit, that nigga had me scared, but I held my own. Fuck that.
All right. I was scared. Okay. I was very, 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 very scared because the offense wasn't moving the ball. All right. The defense, while they played okay, I said on this very show, that we'll probably put 6 linebackers and 5 defensive linemen on the field because I didn't think after the performance that they had against South Carolina that Brock Vandagriff was going to throw the ball at all. But boy, was I wrong. Okay. He was pretty efficient in that area. Not great, but pretty efficient. Kentucky's defense, I mean, they did not put that product on the field the week before either. So they got a damn good defense still, but Mark Stoops is always going to put a competent team out there on the field. I mean, I know they can have their shortcomings as we've seen in his tenure, but they're a good team. And, the old saying of the SEC is sometimes it just means more depending on the logo. Shout out to my boy, Will Muschamp. So look, we escaped. Trevor Etienne saved the day. He started getting, in space. He started getting us tough first downs and started moving the sticks. So, I mean, look, we deserve to get moved back to the number 2 spot. Texas, even though they've played the Catholic school for the blind for the first 3 weeks, and then Michigan. I think they've looked more impressive. Now, the thing that I want to go to first before we get into your game, Sam, Quinn Ewers. All right. He's got a abdominal injury. He left the UTSA game with that. We saw Arch, like I said we were, but I thought we were going to see Arch more because they was whooping their ass more than Quinn being injured. So I'll start with you, Sam. Does this affect his draft stock? Because everybody has him as probably consensus best quarterback available, but I mean, this is the 3rd year in a row he's getting hurt.
He's like I don't want to say it, but it feels like he's a wuss. Like he just always hurt. It's always like
his stomach hurt.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like, just stay healthy for like one year. Like, carry this team to where it's supposed to go. You're just you're opening the door for Arch, and I don't think there's a quarterback controversy at all. Don't want to believe that yet. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it does hurt his draft stock a little bit if he's going to get banged up every year, miss 3 or 4 games for your team. You just can't do that. We've seen that with some of the best quarterbacks in the league the last few years. Burrow is now getting the injury-prone tag thrown around. So I don't know. Best ability is availability, and I don't know. It's just something about Quinn. I don't like him as a top prospect for next year.
All right, fair enough. Sosa, how you feeling about him?
Shadour's QB1. I don't give a fuck about what anyone says. You can talk about arm talent all you want. Like, it's kind of like people will dissect what you do, but if you know, you know. I think I like Quinn, but Shadour's my QB1. I like, and also I think Cam Ward's got a chance to sneak in that conversation as well. I mean, I told y'all I thought he had plateaued at Washington State, and we've had this conversation a few times. But it is clear that if you put him around high level talent, he's going to perform. He understands coverages. He understands how to read defenses. He's very good pre-snap. And he got that dog in him. He got that quality, that leadership plus quality that you want in your quarterback. You want that. As far as Quinn's stock, I don't think it changes. We've been talking about Quinn since he was 15 years old. Everyone knows it, right? And I think that like he has kind of gone through the ringer, kind of like a Bo Nix or you know what I mean, where it's like you come on the scene, you're like this surefire hit when you come out of high school, you kind of flame out, or you just you don't put up the gaudy numbers as other guys, and you're in a plus situation, you're around NFL talent. So again, it's very hard to gauge where his stock falls. Everyone knows the arm talent conversation will always have you as relevant. and obviously has a huge track record. He was a YouTube star before we even knew who the fuck he really was. And again, I think that he's still first round pick, surefire, no question. And I don't, like I said, I don't see that being a huge factor for him personally.
Yeah, I agree. I think, again, he's gonna have to show that he can hold up, like Sam said, in a college season, because in the NFL, bro, like we saw Caleb getting hit harder than he's ever gotten hit before in that Texans game last Sunday. Jesus, like Danielle Hunter, I need the still photo of Danielle Hunter jumping out the gym to like jump on top of him, pause. But I think that he can still be good, but durability is going to be the question, like it's always been for him. So we'll see what happens for the rest of the season. But we'll go ahead and get into the most anxiety-ridden. Sam, what the hell was that? Like, what happened? Just go. What happened?
That was a win on the road in the SEC. That's what that was.
Okay, fair enough.
Against a sold-out crowd, game day, hyped atmosphere. I mean, get out with the win. I'll take it. Defense came up with timely stops whenever they needed to. They looked really good in the second half, like they should have against a backup quarterback that can't throw. I think in the third quarter they allowed 1 yard of total offense. So making strides. I do like some of the turnovers, like creating havoc. I think that's the kind of defense you need. Like, it's not going to be pretty at all. It's not going to be the LSU defense of old. I've thought about it all week, but I'm not going to think of like LSU as DBU until we have a safety that can like make a fucking tackle in space, because oh my God, I am so sick of watching these safeties just absolutely whiff on tackles in the open field. Like, I don't even need like an Eric Reed or LaRon Landry out there. Just give me a Delpit. Give me somebody that has some kind of juice back there. There's no swag in the defensive backfield right now.
Didn't Delpit win the Thorpe Award?
That was a achievement award for the season before. He wasn't even the best DB on the team in 2019.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying the way you said it, it was like you were like, give me anybody. And I'm like, wait, he was good. Like he was
Delpit was
he was really good. Like,
okay. Give me like Kerry Vincent, like somebody that isn't like just someone that can deliver some hits in space and play actual coverages. And this, I mean,
give you one of the Landrys. One of the Landrys.
Yeah, I mean, it is
somebody.
It's so infuriating to watch, but I think C Ray's got the recruiting going. We're gonna be trending in the right direction going forward. I think the young talent is good. They just need to play them. Like, I remember in 2010, there was a lot of guys in front of Eric Reed and Tyrann Mathieu whenever they were true freshmen that were playing, and you just need to play these guys, because like Deshaun Spears, he's a dog. He's going to be really good as a safety going forward. I think Ashton Stamps is going to be really good. I think PJ Woodland's going to be really good. You just have to give them reps, and this is the week that it starts. That you have a couple weeks. You got UCLA, who got the dog shit beat out of them by Indiana. So, I mean, I like that. I'll go back to the game, though. It was scary early. I was not feeling good. When you down 17-0 on the road like that. But I'm impressed with the poise to come back. Like, that's probably one of the top 3 defenses in the SEC that you'll face. Probably one of the best, probably the best defense you'll face all year. Looking at the schedule, and they are the amount, or the way you're able to move the ball in the second half and just go up and down the field and score 36 on the road in that environment, whenever you threw an interception late and got stopped on the 1 yard line. Like, you should have scored about 50, really. And that's promising. And you get a good receiver and Chris Hilton back, who's going to extend the field and be a deep threat for you back this week and going forward. I'm impressed. I'm not anywhere close to like fire Kelly or anything. I've said that over and over again. Like, he's the team is moving in the right direction. You just gotta the slow starts have got to stop.
Well, not just the slow starts. You'd love to not lose your season opener every year, right? I mean, like we see
Yeah, but
there
there's
was
nothing we can do about that now. I mean,
right. And again, we know the talent's there, right? That's something that you're going to get. LSU is going to always have talent. It's us as fans and us as people who like bet on it, understanding that it's a week to week business. And same with the NFL. It's a week to week business, bro. Like you're gonna get different. Everybody was on Georgia, right? That's why you brought them up. Like everybody's gonna be on Georgia every single game. We know the talent they have, and let's be honest. At the end of the day, that's what they rely on. That's why Beck will never win a Heisman, because there's so much ancillary talent around him to affect the game and win the game that he doesn't even have to play well. Right? So and you have to do the same thing now at LSU. Your defense not good, your offense better be on point. And if it's not clicking to start, the shit gonna look ugly. Simple as that. But y'all have the athletes, everything's there. Everything you need to win is in the locker room. It's just a matter of BK putting it together week to week. And it ain't supposed to look pretty. Everybody wants it to look good. Fans want it to look good. You walk out there up by 1, we're gonna be pissed because we lost some bets. But they're not going to give a fuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ultimately, so that's exactly how I feel about this past week.
I'm so sick of everyone complaining about the fucking refs too. Like Jesus Christ, it was bad both ways. Shut the fuck up.
Oh no, yeah, it was terrible both ways. Dog.
Like the hit on Nuss is called 1,000 times out of 1,000.
Got called in our game.
If you headhunt the quarterback on a play where he's not involved, like he was not even in the play on that interception. He was trotting, and Kennard was an idiot and took that shot. Like that's called 1,000 times out of 1,000.
I'm just saying. Look, got called in our game too, and I thought it was bullshit. But I don't know.
It's the way the sport is going. Like it's a dumb rule, but sure, it's going to be called.
Yeah, every single time. So. Well, that was our week 3 review. We'll go ahead and get into this week's matchups. Again, you saw everybody commenting on either YouTube or X. What up, Tone? Please show your comments. We want to see what you're betting on today. It don't matter if it's on the game that we're on or talking about currently. Just give us some best bets. We like the engagement. All right, that's what drives the fandom. And if you're on YouTube, please like the video. Okay, thank you. So we'll start with probably the least interesting game of the day. I think so. So look, USC, they had a bye week last week. They're going on the road to the Big House. Michigan, really tough comeback schedule after winning a national championship, changing coaches, losing the running back, losing the quarterback. We saw what happened when Texas came to town. They totally obliterated them. So everybody thinks it's USC's turn. Now, the line doesn't necessarily reflect that. But you've got a quarterback change also in Ann Arbor. You have Alex Orji coming in. I have no idea. What's the other kid's name, Sam? What's that other kid? Warren? Is that his name?
Dylan Warren, I think.
Dylan Warren, something like that. I saw the college football writer saying he didn't have an incompletion the whole game. He went 11 for 14 with 3 interceptions. All right. So he didn't have an incompletion. So he was terrible. I don't know how he started over Orji. I mean, at least you have him being a dynamic runner. You can get the read option game, the RPO game going maybe, but I just don't know what Sharon was thinking. So we'll start with you, Sosa, on this one. Just how do you think this game is going to go? Like I said, this is the least interesting one of the day. I'm going to be honest.
Man, after watching last night, I might just take every dog.
You see what I got on?
Football last night. This week looked like it might be just a dog week. No bullshit. I'm not mad at you, Rory. I'm not mad at you at all, bro. Look at last night. Your bingo card was fucked. Burnt. You should have burnt that shit. Everybody burnt. And what's crazy is this: you burnt your ticket at the end of the game because they engaged you the whole night. Everything you bet on, because we haven't even talked about this. Everything you bet on last night, you had a chance in the fourth quarter for it to win, and it didn't. Unless you bet on McCord's touchdown passes. Outside of that, everything you bet on in the frame of the game, as far as sides and totals, you got a shot at it, and none of it won, respectfully. And that goes for me as well. I had two. So I think this week is one of those situations, bro. I think the 4 is short. I like USC. I want to say LSU kind of like played themselves out of that game. And we watched the game. They had the opportunities, bro, to win, to put themselves in position to be up, and they just didn't. I want to believe in USC, but I'm gonna be honest. I fucking hate Lincoln Riley, so he's never gonna get my respect. He don't have to go undefeated until he see us for me to think that he's doing something. Respectfully,
I feel that. I mean, and this is a big test, right?
Last night wasn't just spooky. I thought it was the week of Halloween. That shit last night was crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, you had Nebraska at the crib, what, 4th game in a row. They haven't beat a ranked FBS opponent since I think 2017. Was it?
Like 2,900 days, I think I saw last night.
Yeah, like that's tough. And then, I mean, look, Chuck is in here now. Can you tell that boy to stop acting like your quarterback, please? Like, I like him. He's really talented, but like, even the walk in the throwing motion is like him. Like,
where's his father at, man? Where's that boy?
His father is on the coaching staff. He's on the coaching staff.
Why is he not doing his job?
Oh
as a father, not as a coach. Like, not as I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Yeah, like it's weird, man. And then you got Cuse. I mean, that back shoulder ball on 4th and 9 that Stanford's quarterback threw with the money on the line. Good Lord, that was a dot. And you have what? I think Stanford was the 100th ranked passing defense, and they go into Syracuse, a cross-country flight, and they win. Like, last night was crazy, okay? So if you bet last night, I had Kyle McCord's passing ladder, so I was cool. But that was crazy. But we'll get back.
Unless you bet on McCord, like I said that, like unless because he cashed people out. I had the 2 touchdowns every game so far. I think that's going to be a cash cow if you're betting on him but he also really threw 3 touchdowns because the pick 6 cost him the game.
Yeah, really. Yeah. And he's averaging like 350 yards a game, which is crazy. But Sam, how do you feel about this one? USC and Michigan.
I'm on USC. I don't really respect Lincoln and the team all that much either, but I also have no faith in Michigan to be able to keep up with the offense. Like, show me you can complete a forward pass like consecutively. I think they just lost way too much. Like, they're overvalued this year. What I've seen has not been good. And I think USC has upped their physicality a little bit to at least contend in a game like this. Like, I don't think they can take on the big boys of like Oregon and Ohio State yet. But Michigan's offense is just putrid. And I don't think that they can keep up with USC. I think if USC scores 20 points, this game is out of reach for Michigan.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Miller Moss, while he hasn't been spectacular, he's done one thing. Don't turn the ball over. That's the only thing you need. You got athletes at the receiver position over there at USC. You got running backs that are competent. I don't love them, but you know what I'm saying? You got guys who can do enough. And that's going to be the thing. Is Michigan going to come out there and run the triple option and turn into Navy? I don't know. Like, we have to see what Orji can do as a full-time anyway. Yeah, so it's just, you threw me off with that comment. Jesus Christ. I look, I'm just saying, maybe it's a coincidence. You never know. But but if we're looking at this, does anybody have any plays in this game? Jesus is Lord, man. Let's get to the play. Sam, you have anything in this game?
I'll get USC -4.5.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That's it, Sosa.
I'm not mad at either side. I'm not betting this game. I would like to believe that Michigan's defense can bring something. I think we can both agree. We can all agree that LSU's defense is not great, and they still were able to be in that game. I want to believe that Michigan's defense can give us. I think they give us a great performance. They to stay in the game, but I'm not going to bet it. I agree with everything y'all said. Like USC's offense should be able to just break the levee, but again, their defense might. Michigan's defense might come out here at the crib and give you a spirited performance and keep the game close. So,
yeah,
I do want to see. I would love to see the matchup between Branch and Will. I think that's going to be big money. I mean, we're talking about two guys that are going to be NFL players and I'm excited to see that. I mean, y'all can talk about the quarterback. I'm excited to see Will Johnson go up against Zachariah Branch. That's what I'm looking forward to, if anything, in this football game.
Yeah, and Will, he's went 2 calendar years without getting scored on, so we'll see if that changes today. This is probably one of the best wide receivers he's seen in those 2 years.
Branch got that. He's nice. He's nice.
Yeah. Look, he got the joystick thing on NCAA for a reason. He's shifty for sure. So
it is
excited about that game a little bit.
It's gonna be weird with the SEC on CBS theme going. It's still weird.
Don't get me fucking started, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, what? They had Iowa State and Iowa 2 weeks ago, and then they followed that up with Notre Dame versus Purdue. Like, I know we all hated Gary Danielson, but I don't think he deserved this type of punishment.
That wasn't entertaining to y'all? Y'all weren't entertained by that game? Like that was A1 television. What are you talking about?
That had to be infuriating to watch for you.
Yeah, after the week before?
Yeah.
What? I wanted to break the TV again. Like
what? It was 28-0 at half
last week.
Exactly. Like we couldn't get one of these. Like you couldn't have gave me one of these, bro. Oh my God.
That's the life of college football, baby. That's all I'm saying. That's the life of college football. So we'll go ahead and get into the next game. And this one, I think, is going to be very, very interesting. To be honest, if you're asking me, I think this is the game of the day. Utah going on the road to Oklahoma State, the first game in the new Big 12 for them. Cam Rising, he's back, I guess. I don't believe anything. Just similar to the Miami Heat. So we're big NBA fans, Sam too. The injury report for the Utah Utes and the injury report for the Miami Heat, the same person runs that injury report. Okay, Cam might be playing, but his hand might be in 3 pieces.
Or they don't run that account. It's one or the other, right? It's like they really do their job, because they've been lying about everything for the last 2 years. So do they really have a job?
Look, I'm telling you, like it's crazy over there. So that's why Sam was saying it last week. We need some regulations with the injury report. Good Lord. But Utah going to Oklahoma State, Stillwater is going to be rocking. The thing that when I was looking into this matchup that surprises me the most is Ollie Gordon's averaging like 3.9 yards per carry, and Oklahoma State is like a top 20 passing offense this year. So things that we didn't have on our bingo card are definitely happening out there in Stillwater. Bowman has been competent, while I don't think he's good. He's been competent.
Tulsa.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's good against the teams that they've played. Arkansas's defense, we'll get into them later. They're terrible as well. So you have a real challenge here. Kyle Whittingham, you already know, he's probably the most underrated coach in America. He's going to have his team ready. This is basically at a pick 'em right now. The line has flipped so many times. It was -2.5 for Utah. It flipped yesterday to -2.5 for Oklahoma State, and now it's back down to a pick 'em. So we'll start with you. How are you feeling about this matchup? Because, like I said, I think this is the game of the day easily.
I think it's the game of the day too, but for all the reasons you just said, I don't know how to exactly look at it. Cam Rising, I mean, we didn't find out he tore his ACL till bowl season last year. They had him as a game time decision every game last year. So I don't, like you said, bro. Imagine someone tearing their ACL and their game time decision for 9 straight weeks.
He might go. He might go.
How is that even allowed? Like, how do they even allow that shit to happen? Listen, if Cam Rising is right, this game will come down to the wire. Oklahoma State being good in the pass game, like you said, I think that Gundy has done a great job of making sure that he gets the reps for the quarterback in game to prepare him for what's going to come throughout the season, which is 7, 8, 9 players in the box at times trying to stuff the run against Ollie Gordon. And I think that Mike Gundy knows that if that part of the offense isn't functional, it makes it 10 times harder for Ollie to really get going. With that being said, I think it's an Ollie Gordon spot. As far as the 82.5, I love the number. You got to think at some point they got to feed the beast. I won't lie though, Utah's defensive front's very good against the run. So this is not like some like money in the bank, easy money type of thing. I believe it's a volume based thing where he breaks 1 or 2, maybe gets like a couple of 20-yarders and really accumulates the yards throughout the game. I don't see like a ton. I mean, obviously he can break one at any time. However, I think this is going to be a grinded out, pretty ugly football game. And I think that's what's to expect. It's very tough for me to pick against Oklahoma State at Oklahoma State. They're a different team when they play at Stillwater, no matter who's on the other side. And they've been impressive this year. Like I said, my favorite play is Ollie with the over 82.5. If you're expecting to cash in the first half, don't bet it. Be prepared to wait that one out till about the fourth quarter, and be prepared for him to finish like right around that number. But that's really it. I think I'm excited for the game, but not because I think it's going to be good, because I think it's going to be I think this is going to be a throwback football game. I think it's going to be an ugly throwback, punch him in the mouth, and to see who responds type of deal with this particular matchup. Early in the week, I was like really, really, really like excited, but the way they do the injury report at Utah and the way that the game's kind of shaping up the matchup, it's a clash of styles. It's a clash of strengths on one side, weaknesses on the other, and they mirror each other almost identically. So outside, and the thing is this also, my final point is with Cam, you're going to trust him because he's a veteran quarterback and because we've seen him perform well, right? This is going to be the first real defense he's faced since coming off an ACL. That's another thing people have to keep in mind. He didn't have to really do shit since he's played. He hasn't had to really run around, face any type of real pressure in his face. It's been the cupcakes to start the year. So again, I like Oklahoma State in Stillwater, but only play official, Ollie.
Okay, for sure. Sam, how you feeling?
I have a stipulation on my play for this game. If Cam Rising plays, I'm on Utah money line -115. If Cam Rising plays, I think I trust Utah's defense more. I've watched Oklahoma State in pieces. I haven't really sat down and watched them a lot. I did watch Utah whenever Cam was playing against Baylor. Like, I know Baylor's not an upper echelon team or anything. They're probably lowest tier Big 12 this year. But they look solid. Like, they're just always going to look solid. They're always well prepared in these games. They always look good on the road in these big time matchups. Like, we've seen them over the last few years with a backup quarterback last year at Washington. Like, they hung around in that game. They've hung around on the road consistently every year that they've played. I don't think Stillwater is that big of a jump up from going to a place like Washington. So the team has been in environments like this. They're just always so well prepared, and I love the way Whittingham, like, the program that he's built is top tier. He's a great coach. I think I like Utah in this spot. I think especially if Cam plays, because I don't trust Zach Wilson's brother.
Yeah, I feel you. Now I am looking at the stats. So Utah's rushing defense is 50th in the country right now. Their pass defense is 41st. They're allowing 180 yards through the air, per game this year. Obviously, they haven't seen a team that can put it through the air like Oklahoma State can. Like I said, they're a top 10 passing team in the country. So it's really been a surprise. So like Sosa said, if they could get Ollie going and keep the consistency that they've had for the first 3 weeks through the air, I think they win this game. And that's what I'm looking at. I think Oklahoma State, since, they did have that shootout with Arkansas, I know maybe they, should have been a little bit more convincing if we would trust them in this game against a veteran team. But I'm on the other side, Sam. I got I got Oklahoma State money line. I got that earlier in the week for plus 105. Currently, let me see what it is, because I know, like I said, the line has been flip-flopping all over the place. Currently,
Cam doesn't play, it's the right play, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's the thing. With a hand injury, like, I don't know how good he's going to be. Like, I don't think Oklahoma State's defense is going to stop them. But, if he can't throw the ball and throw the ball accurately or well, then I got to slide with the home team. That's at minus 105 right now for Oklahoma State money line. So that's what I'm going with in this game. I don't think the spread is worth it. I mean, for the odds that you're getting, this team wins or that team wins. It's a pick 'em for a reason. So we'll see what happens with this one. But I think this, like I said, definitely is the game of the year. This has big implications for who's going to be in the Big 12 championship this year as well. I think these are probably, over the first 4 weeks, the best two teams that we've seen in the conference. I mean, obviously, with Nebraska losing last night, it's kind of hard to put them up
And
there.
the Big Ten, dog.
You're one. Yeah, they're
Big
in
Ten. My bad. Big Ten. You know what I mean. Anyway, but I see, this conference realignments just fucks me up. Like,
No.
Stay somewhere, man.
No.
You can see Nebraska's been in the Big Ten a couple years now. That's on you, brother.
Like 10 years.
Yeah,
now.
I know.
Yeah, they've been
I
in the
know,
Big Ten for a little minute. I'm sorry.
But I have to second guess everybody. Like, okay, Utah's in the Big 12.
Just eat it. You were wrong. Just admit
Yeah,
it.
man.
I was wrong.
That's a big fat L. You a Georgia fan. It happens sometimes.
I was wrong. Yeah, sometimes, not often though. Anyway, let's go to two teams which I know what damn conference they in. Okay, I know what conference they in. This is a marquee game of the year, the week.
You sure about that?
I say week. They're both in the SEC. All right, Tennessee going to Oklahoma, starting up SEC conference play. The line's at minus 6.5 for Tennessee. Do you know who I am most interested to see? Well, I mean, it's not just me. It's everybody who's going to watch this game. It's obviously Josh Heupel's return to Norman, Oklahoma. And do you know what he did to prepare for this trip last week? What did he do?
I hope he showed him the tape. I hope he showed him the tape of that natty.
Oh, look. You know, well, I'm talking about what he did last week, kicking an onside kick in the first quarter up 30 points. That's what I'm talking about against Kent State.
This is what happens. This is what happens. That's called player empowerment.
Oh, God.
You see a look, you make the play.
An onside kick. They dropped 60 on them at half, and we're still passing the ball.
No.
Who gives a shit? That's what a bye game is for.
This is why Sam is the man, bro. If you stop it, if you can't stop it, if you can't stop it, when we decide to put our foot on the brake, we decide to put our foot on the brakes.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, like, it's just so you know what kind of mood Heupel is in. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what kind of energy he pulling up to, especially with the fact that he got fired from Oklahoma and everybody blamed him. And then Oklahoma's current head coach got fired from Oklahoma and everybody was like, well, I mean, it wasn't really his fault. You know what I'm saying? So Josh is coming back for revenge. That's what I'm thinking. I'll go first on this one. I think this is about to be a smoke out. Okay. I don't know how the hell this line is at 6.5. All right. This is about to be a smoke out. Okay. I think that Oklahoma's defense is decent, but their offense has the questions for me. What Jackson Arnold are we going to get this week? Like, what are we going to get? Especially in a game where you got a guy who's going to go in the first round at edge. All right. Tennessee, if you look at their team rankings, they're top 5 in pretty much every offensive statistic that you can look at. Now, obviously, scoring 71 points and beating somebody 71-0 is going to put you in that place. But I think this is a really difficult defense or offense to cover. And we saw this back in 21 when they had Hooker, where if you have a quarterback that can execute this offense, it's going to be hard to beat them if you're not one of the upper echelon teams. And I don't classify Oklahoma as one of those upper echelon teams. So I got Tennessee -7. It's at 6.5. If you want to take that bitch at 8.5, I'm taking that. Like, I think this is a double-digit victory for the Vols. I think Oklahoma is going to have their welcome to the SEC moment. Los, if you in here, hit my DMs. I'm betting whatever today. I got the Vols, and it's nasty for me to say that, but I got the Vols. Sam, or well, Sosa, you go first. So go ahead.
If that offense with Hendon Hooker was a Mercedes, it'd be like a C class.
The baby mama
here, this shit right here that they got, bro. This is F1 caliber, brother. This different. This much different. Two stats that stick out to me through 3 games. Tennessee's ran the ball 145 times. That is unconscionable when you think that they haven't even opened up the offense yet. The starting quarterback hasn't even had to play a full half of football, of competitive football. I'm starting to look at Venables like Dabo Swinney Jr. Defense gonna fight, but do they got the players on offense to go put up 40, to go put up 35? I don't know. I think that's what I see with Oklahoma. Venables gonna always game plan, right? But if the offense on the other side can just do anything that they damn well please, and then when all else fails, just rely on the quarterback to make a play, which he can do. And I think that's the one thing I'm looking for with Nico. Nico hasn't been forced to make any plays yet. He's played in structure. He hasn't had to do anything. I think this is an opportunity here for him to really, I think this is where he can assert himself as the Heisman guy. This is a huge opportunity for him where the offense is, everyone's talking about the offense. Can't go into Oklahoma and lay an egg. And I think I like Nico's passing yards. I like his longest reception. I like his rushing yards. I think I might go with his passing ladder. I think he's going to be finally in a situation where he has to put the ball in the air a little bit, right? And not even I think Heupel wants to go in there and put the ball in the air a little bit. First and foremost, for people who don't know about the Josh Heupel situation, Josh Heupel should be the head coach at Oklahoma right now.
100%.
There is no question as to why he should be the head coach in Oklahoma. He's the only quarterback to have gotten Stoops a title. And he did that in Stoops' second year on the job. Showed up, won him a championship. Stoops never won another one. Heupel was on the coaching staff at Oklahoma, left, got a head coaching job elsewhere, did not even get an opportunity to interview for the job. They just gave it to Lincoln Riley. Everybody knows Heupel should have been the coach. And I would go even further. If Heupel was made the coach, he'd have won a championship by now at Oklahoma. I stand on that.
Okay.
I stand on that. If you're going to give him NFL talent at quarterback year after year after year, I think Heupel would get one.
What Chuck's saying is wrong right there, by the way.
Yeah.
There's
no
and
injury
report. Lance Hurd is playing.
Well, that's the thing, though. And even if he wasn't playing, he didn't play for the last 2 weeks, and they put up fucking 70. I understand they put up, like, they're up against an opponent that wasn't of their caliber, but like it wasn't as if they was missing a beat.
I mean,
like,
NC State's not the worst like defensive team. Like
no, not
they're
at all.
Not terrible. They're competent defensively.
Venables holds it. If Venables holds this offense under 40 points, Oklahoma's got a legit chance of winning a championship, which they don't. So no, I think they get smoked. I think Tennessee eventually too much on offense, and I think that the biggest thing people are missing is if Tennessee's defense plays with a lead, much different.
Yeah.
They're gonna pass rush works a lot better, especially in these games where teams are trying to spread you out the whole fucking game. If you can if your pass rush can generate itself with a lead. Again, listen, I'm seeing a lot of people in Oklahoma with the points. I'm on Nico. Listen, I like Nico today to assert himself as a Heisman Trophy favorite tonight. That's my call. My call is the Nico. Last name starts with an I show.
Yes, Nico I. That's all we're gonna call it because those Samoan names would be taking some of us out. But again, like this is another stat that I was interested in as I was researching this game. Oklahoma's like 3 or 4 teams in the country that has not trailed at all this year. Now, again, the competition probably wasn't up to their level, so it makes sense why that's the fact. But they're playing a team that is on their level or above their level. Like, it's just what it is. Like, so I can't see them winning this game. Like, I can't see them covering either, bro. Like, if it starts 14-0, it's gonna be panic because you're gonna have to put the ball in Jackson Arnold's hands. I know Oklahoma's getting a lot back in the receiving core. I get that, but this is their first game back in a 7:30 spot against an SEC team. I just I'm not confident. So any last plays in this one, Sam? You got anything left?
No, I didn't go. So
oh yeah, go ahead. My bad.
I don't like Oklahoma. I don't trust Oklahoma's offensive line in this. I think Tennessee's defensive front is one of the best in the SEC. I think, like you said, they have a first round top 15 pick at pass rusher. In next year's draft, they've looked good this year. They haven't played the best offenses, but they're doing what they need to do. And I think this is like Sosa said, Nico's introduction to the world. Hello world, meet Nico. Like the old Howard Cosell thing for Reggie Bush. Like, yeah, give me Tennessee minus the 6.5. I don't know that Oklahoma can keep up. I think I watched them a lot. I watched them against Tulane last week, Oklahoma. Offense looked good to start, and then it just disappeared. Like, you can't do that against a Tennessee team that's going to put up 30 plus. Like, Tennessee's team total is at 31.5. I'm taking that as well. They're going to score some points. If you want, I did see this Nico 3+ passing touchdowns at plus 220 on FanDuel. That feels like a good play because I feel like Sosa said they've been running the ball a lot, but I think they're going to air it out a lot this game. And I like what Venables is a great defensive mind whenever he has the players. I don't know that he fully has the players yet. So I don't think that they can keep Tennessee under 35, and I don't know that they can score with Tennessee to keep this game close. Like, I don't see the 6.5. And Oklahoma is not a daunting place to go play, in my opinion.
Yeah, not anymore. And like I said,
I don't think it
this
ever was.
offense. Look,
I don't think it ever was. Not in my lifetime. It's never been somewhere where you're like, oh my God, we're going to Norman. No, I don't. Yeah, it's not one of them places.
Yeah, man. And then just for your point of running the ball, so this is a run-based offense. Like, I know that they put their wide receivers damn near in the stands with these wide sets, all right? But this is an offense that is going to be based on running the football first and then letting those funky wide sets open up the pass game where your secondary is just stretched out. So again, I got this being a smokeout, man. I think Tennessee wins, and they win convincingly.
Tennessee does what pro teams do. They put pressure on you horizontally and vertically. And once they get into rhythm, it's about, hoping the quarterback has a couple of incompletions or trying to force a turnover. And I also think, like, when you talk about these other quarterbacks that Heupel had, they've been decent. But he has never had a quarterback anywhere near as good as Nico in this system, in his tenure anywhere.
Nope.
He hasn't had a quarterback close to this.
Nope. And then for him not to get the job over Trevor fucking Knight, man. Good Lord. Anyway. All right. Best bets. We're here. So you want to go first?
Daniel does
or
say that Hurd's out. Lance Hurd, left tackle, is out. Dan will put that out.
Tennessee's.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
he's been out for the last 2 weeks. I mean, they look okay.
They've got like in Thamel's post said, like, the guy that's starting has 9. This will be his 9th start. So
yeah,
it's
not
somebody
like he's just. coming in
They
like
have
willy
they're
nilly.
a good program. Like their offensive line has been good the last few years, and I don't think that changes anything.
Yeah, they'll be fine. So who wants to go first? Best bets.
I went first last week.
Okay.
The floor is yours, Sam. Unless you want me to.
I don't have a long list this week. I've already
Me either.
I've already said most of my plays. Utah money line if Cam Rising plays. That's a big if. If Cam Rising plays, I'm on Utah money line. USC minus 4.5, Tennessee 6.5, and Tennessee team total over 31.5. Only other game that I'm going to be betting on today is my game. UCLA fucking sucks. They are dog shit. They got beat by 29 by Indiana at home. This team looks unprepared. This team is not good. They've been in a dogfight with Hawaii, and they got their doors blown off by Indiana. Like we said, if that happens, like I know Indiana is looking a little bit more competent this year, but they're still not. They're not a team that should be beating anybody by 30 points this year. Coming to LSU, I don't think it's going to be good for UCLA. I think the defense does enough to get this spread. I think this is the last week you can get UCLA at this short of a number, or fade UCLA at this short of a number. Because whenever they play Oregon and the other big teams in the Big Ten the rest of this year, they're going to be like 40-point underdogs because they are dog shit. They are so bad. I have LSU first half. I have LSU full game. I have UCLA, LSU over 56.5 because LSU might put up 50 themselves. They should have put up 50 last week, like we were talking about earlier, and against a UCLA team that it's not a good team. It's very bad. So, yeah, I don't know why this number is so short. I understand the defense hasn't been great for LSU, but I think in a sold-out environment, you're playing a Power 4 team. I think the defense is going to be ready. I think they're going to be able to create some havoc and create some turnovers. And so those are my only other three plays.
All right, for sure. Sosa, go ahead, brother. No?
I'll lean Chris Hilton coming back, scoring a touchdown at plus 145 also.
Oh yeah, he is back today. Okay. I love that. Yeah. I got some interesting picks. So, but Sosa, you go ahead.
I got you. We got 4 plays on the docket for today. Me and Sam are aligned with Tennessee's team total over 31.5. Number simply too low. After this week, you won't get a number under 36.5, so enjoy it. I like Haynes King, the quarterback for Georgia Tech, to go over 40.5 rushing yards. Big game at Louisville. If the game was at night, I probably wouldn't bet this because Louisville at night's a little different.
Yeah.
Haynes King, 3:30 start. He's the fulcrum of the offense. If he does not perform well running the ball, the offense is not functional. I don't see a world in which he doesn't go over 60 yards rushing in the game. Ohio State playing at home today against Marshall. They're going to run it up. 50 plus on the board for Ohio State. Their team total is at 46.5. You can get it minus 120 on DraftKings. I think it's easy money. And then also I'm all things Nico. All things Nico. His passing yards, you can play his base passing yards. I like his rushing yards as well. Again, this going to be like, remember when the world didn't know about Lamar Jackson? I swear that I feel that type of moment coming, bro, where it's like people going to really realize who this kid is. Like there's a reason why he was consensus number 1 quarterback coming out of high school. It wasn't by mistake.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think that's what you see tonight. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I believe in the kid.
The hype that Arch is getting should be on Nico right now. Like it's completely insane that a backup is getting this much hype right now. And Nico, the way he's looked so far, he's going to be the best quarterback in the country.
One last name is First Family. The other one you're having trouble pronouncing. So I'm just saying.
But one name guy, I love a one name guy. Like just being able to throw out Nico like that. That's nice.
Facts.
For sure.
Can I throw one out there real quick before you go, Roddy? You got to take a shot on Cal money line, right?
Yes,
Yeah, you got to.
you do. Absolutely, you have to. Them beating Auburn. You got it. You got to rock with them, bro. You got to believe they're gonna
I
fight.
don't know that Florida State wins the game until that guy eats dog shit.
Oh well,
He
Norvell.
might not.
Listen, Norvell might not make it further than the dude
Bill?
up in Gainesville. Go ahead, bro. Let me shut up.
Hey, look.
Open the season 0-6, bro.
Yeah, look, it's very possible. Now we just spoke about so you spoke about the dude in Gainesville.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
To Mississippi
Don't do
State,
it.
Sam. Mississippi
Do it.
State just got smoked by Toledo at the crib.
Okay. I thought you were about to take Mississippi State.
No.
Okay.
Minus 6 for Florida. Like, yeah, come on, dog. Like, come on. That was a little disrespectful. Like, for a team that just got smoked by Toledo at the crib, like, let Toledo score 41 points on them at the crib. Give me the Gators minus 6, man. It's at 6.5 for minus 115 right now, but I got it for minus 6 at 110 or minus 110. Come on, bro. Like, I know we hate on them, and I know their coach is probably going to get fired, but come on,
Rightfully
dog.
so, dude. They got smoked by a backup quarterback and a terrible offense last year.
At the crib.
And I saw a bunch of people saying it was raining, dog.
It's called the fucking swamp.
It's supposed to rain. It's Florida.
It's
North Florida.
See, this is what happens when you let Shrek own the swamp rights. You get soft.
Look, I'm telling you. But like I stated before, I got Oklahoma State on the money line. I think they get this one. I got Tennessee in the smoke out. I got them. Look, I think this is a double-digit victory. If you want to all spread this, do your thing. But I got them at minus 7. You can get them at minus 6.5 right now. It's a little juiced, but I would take it. Another matchup I'm looking forward to, the sicko game of the week for me, is Arkansas traveling to Auburn. All right. Now, Hank looked pretty decent last week. All right. 4 touchdowns in a debut as a freshman. I know it's against New Mexico, but Auburn's pass defense
last year.
that was New Mexico State,
Okay.
but this is regular the Los Lobos. Auburn's pass defense, though, good lord, jarring. Arkansas is averaging 45 points a damn game right now. Okay, so I got the game going over. It's at 56. I think they go over that. I think the fact that Hank is in the game now and they don't have to deal with that bum that they kept continuing to trot out there in Peyton Thorne. I think that they're actually going to have the opportunity to get points. We all know what Hugh Freeze is going to do. So give me the over on that one, over 56 points. I got Taylor Green, Arkansas's quarterback's passing yards, just because when I was watching that film, I'm like, man, Taylor's about to have a day. And to get him at 211.5, like I'm taking that over as well. And then the other thing that I'm taking is Miami. They're getting a visit to South Florida. I think that total goes under. It's 65 points. I understand Miami's probably going to win by a wide margin, but I don't think that South Florida is going to give up the cheese that badly. I think they can win, Miami by a good margin, but I don't think they're going to give up the cheese that bad. They played Alabama pretty tough. So give me the under in that game, under 65 points. And then Sosa, you know what time it is. Never too much, never too much, never too much. Luther, 76.5 receiving yards. All right. I'm taking it until it flops. All right. We got to get him going. All right. And they got Vandy at the crib. Come on. They just lost to Georgia fucking State. And I'm a Georgia State alumni. All right. And they just lost to Georgia State. Right? Come on now. All right. So that's my best bets for the day.
Lean
Anything
Miami
else
as well.
What'd you say?
Lean Miami as well against South Florida.
Oh, I mean, look, I'll be all the way like this, brother. I'm leaning all the way like this.
17.
They're gonna beat them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can cover that, but I don't think they're gonna score like 50 on them. I think USF's defense can be competent.
How do you feel about Cam having the same statistics as far as touchdowns as has won Joseph Burrow 3 games into the season on out the transfer portal. Any thoughts?
Do it against 7 top 10 teams.
And they don't have 7 top 10 teams on their schedule.
Do it against 7 top 10 teams.
They do not have the 7 top 10 teams on their schedule. I think their hardest game, like going forward, is like Louisville. Like, and I think it's at Louisville. I don't know, but
that's why I brought it up, man. It's like I can always count on you to bring things back to center things. You know, I can always count on you for that, man.
It's about
I am deep in my bag on Burrow defense when anyone tries to go up against that.
Well, I got the Kardashian game plan off top. I know how to deal with this. What'd you say? Okay.
I mean, the dude threw for 6K and 60 touchdowns, man. Like, all
right. I get it. All right, let's move forward. Let's move forward.
Saying, like, it was kind of impressive. Anyway, pay for play. Go ahead and follow everybody up here on the stage. Follow Dumb Brain Picks, our guy Sam. Follow our guy Sosa at Sosa Picks. Follow Pay for Play. Okay, you'll see my personal Twitter page on there at Roddy404. Please like this video if you're on YouTube. We appreciate everybody for commenting. Definitely come back and comment away. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Look at him, Sam. Look at him. Look at him. Like, we're talking about college football, sir.
Don't do it, Sam. Then you're gonna say something about the refs, and you're gonna say something about the refs. Don't do it. Don't.
He's scared. He doesn't want to see us again.
Okay. Look. Oh, he said you scared, Chuck. Okay. Look, Pacheco broke his leg, so
he knows.
I won't let nobody talk to me like that. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, look, the instigator. But please like the video. Follow us at Pay for Play. I think we have a guest next week. I think we're gonna have a guest. Better slate next week for sure too. So we'll get into that. But until then, we'll holla at y'all later, man. Peace.